Hello, my name is Lucy Donald. I'm an artist working in Buryport in Carmarthenshire. I'm going to be showing you some tips for drawing white objects on a white background and similarly glass objects on a white background. It's quite a fun exercise and it's surprising the shapes and patterns and colours that you find in quite simple forms. I've arranged the objects on just white computer paper and I've put them next to the window so I can see quite kind of extremes of light areas. You can see the light hitting the object here, and then contrasting dark areas that will really help me get the form for the objects. And I've also got a strong shadow from the objects that's cast from the directional light as well. So when I start drawing now, I'm going to draw the main shapes, and then the next thing that I want to be really aware of is I'm going to be drawing the shapes of the light and the shapes of the dark and the shapes of the midtone. So if you concentrate on three areas, light, midtone, dark, and draw, once you've drawn the shape of the objects, draw in the shapes of those different tones, and particularly notice where you have moments where you have light shapes against dark shapes. That will really give the illusion of the object being three-dimensional. So really look out for these. These are going to be quite important when you draw. These are the areas that will really make things kind of have depth and make them pop out, create that optical illusion. So these are the materials I'm going to be using. Obviously some tissue for blotting the water off my brush, two sizes of brushes, one bigger and one smaller. I'm going to limit my palette to three primary colours and also white. I'm not going to use black, so any of the dark colours I'm going to mix. I'm going to try and mix just using these limited colours. I'm going to use a oil pastel to resist any white bits, so that when I paint, I'm using acrylic paint, when I paint over the wax there'll be a kind of resist, and hopefully it'll help with the highlights. So I'm going to make a start. So once you have filled in the light areas with the oil pastel, or you can even use a wax crayon to resist the paint, this just blocks out the highlight areas and stops you making the mistake of painting over a highlight, which is very easily done when you use paint in quite a watery way. So once I've done that, I fill in the areas of shadows and reflected light and hints of colour with by kind of exaggerating those colours. So if I see a hint of yellow or a hint of blue, I've painted it in quite strongly, and then I go back in and I'll be able to adjust that later on. So now on these two paintings, you can see firstly the quite strong colours that I've exaggerated, and then in the second painting where the white overpaint has softened this effect in places.